Brett Ciancia, Pick Six Preview, joined us just a few minutes ago. We'll get to your comments and more here on the show, and then we'll hear from Trenton Simpson on the program. SCU says, I'm in the upstate. I'd rather listen to you than Road Rage. Hey, iHeartRadio out, man. You could get us in the car. I appreciate it. Thank you. Linda's also hanging out with us today. Let's see. One Dim Powell's says UGA on the schedule 6 seasons between now and 2033 as a Tiger through the 80s. Schedule this game yearly. It is a significant matchup, isn't it? I mean, it's a fun one. Golly, it's a fun game. I mean, like when I was a kid, you played South Carolina, you played Georgia. Like that was it. And I like the fact that you've been able to see Clemson play Texas A&M and been able to see Clemson go out and play Auburn and some of those games that Dabo Swanny mentioned. But this one always feels a little bit like home. Like on my dad's side of the family, there is this contingent of Gamecocks. My dad's brother went to South Carolina. That portion of that family and even a few others on that side are Gamecocks. And then the other portion are Tigers. And so it feels like family, but yet we don't get along in November. You know what I mean? So that's the way it is. Like Georgia fans feel a little like family. They're a lot like you. You probably got some in your family, but we're not getting along on September the 4th, 2021. And we'll probably talk trash to each other a lot more than we do with our family members. So there's that. And then Larry, he says, hello, Swanny from a cool and dry White Bear Lake, Minnesota. Larry, appreciate you, man. Thank you. All right, Trent Simpson, you know this, man. Your boy Swanny's been all over Trenton Simpson for months. I mean, his recruitment was an incredible story, accepting the offer on the spot. And then when you go and tune in and listen to what Trenton Simpson has to say, you just go, my goodness, what a kid, what a guy. And so Simpson is from right there in the Charlotte area getting to play this game, I mean, literally in his backyard, so to speak. So here's Trenton Simpson from earlier today up in Tiger Town.
You're a Charlotte guy. I'm so excited being close to home and having all my family there and being able to support me. I want to go out there and put on the show and make my family proud and also my high school and represent Mallard Creek.
So Trenton Simpson asked about, just being right there. And he said he was going to get some extra tickets, got some extra tickets from his teammates because he's got a lot of people coming. I think he said he's got somewhere in the range of about 15 tickets for this ball game that he's going to be giving to friends and family. Then he was also asked about, taking on this Georgia Bulldog team and having to match up and guard in space, which he'll do. He's that nickel hybrid linebacker. I have made comparisons to Isaiah Simmons, and I think more so on the speed front like Simmons. And obviously we saw how good Dorian O'Daniel was at the spot. I think Trenton Simpson's got every bit of that in him. I think he can be every bit of that heading into just his second year in Tiger Town. Here's what he said, though, about having to stick to those tight ends and wideouts for the Dogs.
They have some speed, but all fall camp I've been working on guarding man-to-man and working on my technique and just trying to be precise at all my footwork. And, that'll take care of everything.
And one of the things I really liked listening to Simpson today was the fact that he's a humble kid. And as great as he is, he knows he's still got to put in a lot of work and how you get better at that. Here's what he had to say.
Yes, sir. It's a lot of things I could have got better at. It's always room for improvement. But, yes, sir, coverage was one of the main things all spring ball and fall camp I made sure I focus on.
So how does a guy like that get better at coverage? Well, he said, look, I spent time working with the DBs, working with the safeties, trying to learn to do the things that they do. And that makes you feel good given what you've seen from that position and its role in Brent Venables' defense. Here's what Trenton Simpson, I'm telling you, one of my favorite players to watch on the field. Here's what he had to say about his development this offseason.
Doing individuals with the safeties and learning how they do the footwork, because they do a lot of man coverage. So I've been doing a lot of individual work with them, and then we do a lot of 7-on-7. So just trying to make sure whenever we're in man calls, just be precise on all my footwork, staying on top, using my leverage to help me.
Again, Trenton Simpson, who I think is going to be a breakout star for your Clemson Tigers, not just this year, but down the road. Now, as far as having to move into a bigger role and having a bigger responsibility this year, obviously Mike Jones Jr. leaves Clemson to go to LSU. And that pretty much, I wouldn't say that handed this spot to Trenton Simpson because there's still some competition there for him, but he's the lead dog now, in my opinion. Here's what he had to say about just getting ready for this year.
Preparation. I put in a lot of hard work, and I know when my time has come, I'll go out there and perform, and that's always been my mindset. Whenever 22 is called, I got to go out there and make a play. So I definitely feel like this year will be the year that I'll go out there and perform.
Whenever 22 is called, I got to go out there and make a play. And anytime you see double deuce out there, 22, be prepared because he is fast off the edge. He can cover in space. He's a powerful, long, rangy defender. This might be pushing it too far for some of you, but I think he has a chance to be better than Isaiah Simmons. I think he has a chance to be better than Isaiah Simmons. As Dabo Swanny said, print that, tweet that. Here's what he had to say about where else he's improved.
My confidence, and I've gained some weight. I've got faster, and now I'm in the film book a lot more, and I know the details. Last year I was just, going off a lot of instinct, but given a lot of spring and fall camp reps under my belt, I now have some confidence in every rep that I've taken, so I'm ready to go.
Trenton Simpson says he is ready to go for this matchup against the Georgia Bulldogs. 803-450-0086. Let us know, who are you most excited to see this year? Maybe on the defensive side of the ball if you just want to stay over there. I know Will Shipley's going to get a lot of love from those of you listening. You can text us. From those of you, never text while you're driving, by the way. For those of you watching the show, you can message us as well. But who is the guy that you're really most excited about seeing out there? And if you pin me down and put me on the defensive side of the ball, man, it is, beyond a shadow of a doubt, it is Trenton Simpson. I think he's got a chance to have just a monster year, an emerging year, and could be by the end of the season a player that's making plays that are of great significance, game-changing type plays. It could very well make one in this matchup. Believe me. I mean, he's that good. I truly believe that about Trenton Simpson. Love hearing from him. Stay with us on Clemson Sports.